Did you know that the dust you breathe every day in your home is not just dirt? It's not just that stuff you see floating in the sunlight when you open the window. It's much worse. It's made up of dead skin cells, tiny fibers from clothes and furniture, pollen, bacteria, and the most unpleasant part, millions of microscopic mites that feed on all of that. Yes, millions. On your sofa, in your bed, on the curtains, in every corner you don't clean well. And those mites aren't just sitting there doing nothing. They multiply, reproduce at an incredible speed, and leave their waste on every surface. Did you know that what causes the most allergies in people isn't the mites themselves, but their feces? Yes, those tiny particles that float in the air and that, without realizing it, you inhale every time you breathe. If you've ever had an itchy nose, constant sneezing, watery eyes, or difficulty breathing without being sick, there's a good chance the air in your home is saturated with these invisible wastes. And the worst part? No matter how much you clean, if you don't use the right tricks, the dust and mites will remain there, multiplying without you realizing. Because it's not enough to just sweep, shake with a dry cloth, or even use a vacuum cleaner if it's not the right one. In fact, many times when you clean poorly, you're only lifting the dust to settle somewhere else. It's like giving them a new chance to stay in your home. But don't worry, there's a solution. You don't need to spend hours cleaning or buy expensive products to get rid of these invisible invaders. Today, I'll show you 8 tricks that really work to eliminate dust and mites from your home and, most importantly, to keep the air clean for longer. Because it's not just about cleaning, it's about preventing. If you follow these tips, you'll notice how the environment in your home changes, how the air feels purer, and how those annoyances you may have never related to dust and mites disappear. Get your notebook ready, because this will change the way you clean. Trick number 1, use a damp cloth, not a dry one. If every time you clean your house you use a duster or a dry cloth on the furniture, all you're doing is lifting the dust and spreading it through the air. It might seem like the surface is clean at the moment, but in reality, that same dust will settle back down in a matter of minutes, in other places in the house or even in your family's lungs. It's an endless cycle where there always seems to be dust in the air, no matter how many times you clean each day. The problem with dry cloths and dusters is that they don't eliminate the dust, they just move it around. The larger particles might get trapped in the duster, but the smaller ones, which cause allergies and respiratory problems, float in the air and end up accumulating on other surfaces. This is especially dangerous if you have small children or allergy sufferers in the house because they're constantly exposed to these invisible particles. The solution is simple. Use a slightly damp microfiber cloth. But be careful, it's not about soaking it, because if it's too wet, you'll just spread dirt and leave marks on the furniture. A damp cloth has the ability to trap dust and retain it in its fibers, preventing it from returning to the air. Microfiber is ideal because its structure traps fine particles better than a regular cotton cloth. Additionally, you can enhance this trick by using water with a few drops of white vinegar or a little neutral soap. Not only will you be removing the dust, but you'll also be disinfecting the surfaces without using harsh chemicals. And the best part is that this method is quick and efficient. With one simple movement, you really eliminate the dust, leaving no residue and not spreading it around the house. If you incorporate this habit into your cleaning routine, you'll notice that the dust takes much longer to accumulate, and the air in your home feels cleaner. You'll see the difference right away, not only on the furniture, but also in the quality of the air you breathe every day. Trick number 2, vacuum properly. Many people think that just vacuuming quickly means they've eliminated the dust from their house. But the truth is, vacuuming incorrectly is almost as useless as not doing it at all. If you move the vacuum back and forth without control, leaving spaces uncovered and not giving it time to deeply suck up the dust, you're actually leaving a lot of dirt behind. Dust, mites, and their waste aren't just on the surface. They hide deep in carpets, rugs, sofas, mattresses, and even in the least expected corners. If you vacuum too quickly, you're only sucking up a small part of the dirt and leaving the rest embedded in the fibers. To do it correctly, you need to move the vacuum slowly and steadily, allowing it to truly suck up the dirt deeply. Also, you shouldn't always vacuum in the same direction. If you only vacuum in a straight line, particles get trapped in the fibers of carpets or sofas. The key is to use crosswise movements, first in one direction, then in the opposite. This lifts and sucks up more dust, ensuring every corner is free of dirt. Another crucial factor is the type of vacuum you use. Not all are equally effective. If you have a vacuum with a HEPA filter, you're at an advantage. This type of filter can trap even the smallest particles, like mites and pollen, preventing them from returning to the air. If you use a vacuum without a good filtration system, you might be picking up dust from the floor only to release it back into the environment, which worsens the air quality in your home. It's also important to remember that you shouldn't just vacuum carpets and floors. Many people overlook curtains, sofas, mattresses, and even pillows, which are real dust magnets. If you want a home truly free of mites, you should vacuum these surfaces at least once a week. If you follow these tips, you'll notice that your house stays cleaner for longer, the air will be purer, and most importantly, you'll reduce allergy symptoms and dust buildup in every corner. Vacuuming well is not just about running the machine over the floor, it's about doing it with the right technique. Tip number 3. Wash your bedding with hot water. Your bed is a comfortable, warm refuge, but not just for you. Also for millions of microscopic dust mites that feed on the dead skin cells your body sheds every night. They live in your sheets, pillows, blankets, and mattress, and their numbers grow without you noticing. In fact, a single mattress can contain up to 10 million dust mites, and each one leaves droppings and microscopic residues that end up in the air you breathe. If you've ever woken up with a stuffy nose, irritated eyes, or even itchy skin, dust mites might be to blame. You can't see them with the naked eye, but they're there, multiplying daily in the bedding you don't wash often or at the right temperature. The trick to really eliminating them is to wash sheets, pillowcases, and blankets at least once a week with hot water, at a temperature of at least 60 degrees Celsius 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Why hot? Because cold or lukewarm water only cleans the surface, but doesn't kill the mites. On the other hand, hot water completely destroys them, along with their eggs and droppings. It's not enough to wash bedding with hot water, you also need to make sure to dry it thoroughly. If you leave it damp, you'll just be creating an ideal environment for dust mites to reappear. The best option is to dry your sheets in the sun, as UV rays also help eliminate microorganisms, or use a dryer on a high heat setting to ensure everything is fully dry. Another important detail: pillows and mattresses also need cleaning. Many people wash their sheets regularly but never worry about their pillows, when in fact they're a breeding ground for dust mites. Wash pillowcases with your sheets, and if your pillows are machine washable, give them a good wash at least once every 2 months. If they can't be washed, place them in the sun or in the dryer on a high heat to kill the mites. And if you want to take this trick to the next level, use anti-mite covers for your mattress and pillows. These covers have a special fabric that prevents dust mites from penetrating and multiplying. It's a small investment that can make a big difference in the air quality of your bedroom and your health. If you start washing your bedding with hot water regularly, you'll notice a huge difference. You'll sleep better, breathe easier, and wake up without that annoying morning congestion. A small change in your washing routine can make your home a much healthier, dust mite-free space. Tip number 4. Don't forget the mattresses and pillows. Many people think that changing the sheets is enough to keep their bed clean, but the real problem lies deeper. Your mattress and pillows are the perfect place for dust mites because they provide heat, moisture, and a constant supply of dead skin cells to feed on. Every night, your body sheds dead skin cells and sweat, which filter through the sheets and accumulate in the mattress and pillows, creating an ideal environment for these microorganisms. If you've never cleaned your mattress or pillows, you could be sleeping on thousands of dust mites and their waste without even knowing it. This can not only cause allergies, but it can also affect your sleep quality and the freshness of your room. And while dust mites are invisible, their impact on health is very real. They can trigger respiratory problems, nasal congestion, skin irritation, and even affect people with asthma. To keep your mattress and pillows truly clean, vacuum them at least once a month with a vacuum cleaner that has a good filtration system, preferably a HEPA filter, to ensure you're really removing the dust mites and their microscopic dust. Vacuum slowly and in different directions to collect as much accumulated dirt in the fibers as possible. But it's not enough to just vacuum. Baking soda is a powerful ally in cleaning mattresses and pillows. Sprinkle a thin, even layer of baking soda over the surface of the mattress and let it sit for at least 30 minutes to 1 hour. This trick is amazing because baking soda not only absorbs moisture, but it also neutralizes bad odors and helps eliminate bacteria. After the resting time, Vacuum up the baking soda completely to leave the mattress fresh and clean. If you want to disinfect it even more, you can mix baking soda with a few drops of lavender or tea tree essential oil, which have antibacterial properties and leave a pleasant scent. You can also spray a mixture of water and white vinegar in minimal amounts to kill bacteria without soaking the mattress too much. And don't forget about the pillows. Many pillows can go in the washing machine, but if yours can't, at least vacuum them and sprinkle them with baking soda just like you would the mattress. Also, exposing them to the sun from time to time is a simple, natural trick to eliminate moisture and kill bacteria. By incorporating this cleaning habit, you'll notice that your bed feels fresher, you'll sleep better, and you'll reduce the amount of dust and mites in your bedroom. A clean mattress is not only healthier but also prolongs its lifespan and improves your sleep quality. Tip number 5. Avoid thick carpets. Carpets are one of the main sources of dust and dust mite buildup in the home, especially thicker and shaggy ones. Think about this. Every time you walk on a carpet, dust particles, mites and bacteria are released into the air, and not only that, they also get trapped in the fibers of the fabric. As time goes by, those particles accumulate more and more, creating a perfect trap for dust, pollen, pet hair, and other allergens. The worst part is that thick carpets are much harder to clean than hard floors. Even if we vacuum them frequently, there is always some dust trapped deep within the fibers. Dust mites, which feed on dead human skin cells and animal remains, find carpets to be an ideal home, and that's where they tend to multiply. If you can't live without carpets, I recommend opting for thinner rugs made from synthetic materials. These materials tend to accumulate less dust than wool or cotton carpets, and therefore, also retain fewer dust mites and other allergens. Synthetic rugs are easier to vacuum and wash, and while they are not the perfect solution, they are a much healthier option for the home, especially if you have young children or allergy sufferers. If you already have thick carpets at home and can't get rid of them, there are some important steps you should follow to keep them as clean as possible. Shake them frequently to release as much dust as possible, and vacuum them thoroughly at least 2 or 3 times a week. Be sure to use a vacuum cleaner with a HEPA filter, as these filters are highly effective at trapping the smallest particles, including those you can't see with the naked eye. Vacuum slowly over the carpet, making sure to cover all corners and high traffic areas. Also, don't forget to clean the edges and corners, where dust tends to accumulate. For added reinforcement, you can sprinkle baking soda over the carpets before vacuuming them. This powder absorbs moisture, neutralizes odors, and helps lift particles trapped in the fibers, making it easier to remove them when vacuuming. Let the baking soda sit for about 20 to 30 minutes before vacuuming for the best results. If you have pets at home, carpets are magnets for animal hair, which also contributes to the accumulation of dust and mites. Make sure to vacuum the carpets more frequently and brush your pets regularly to reduce the amount of hair they leave behind. Remember that while carpets can be beautiful and add comfort to your home, they are not the best ally if you want to maintain a clean, allergen-free environment. Opting for easier-to-maintain materials and following a proper cleaning routine will help reduce the amount of dust and mites in your home, improving the air quality and, of course, your family's health. Tip number 6. Use vinegar to clean furniture. White vinegar is one of those magical ingredients you should always have in your home, especially if you're concerned about dust and mites. Unlike many commercial cleaning products that are filled with toxic chemicals and artificial fragrances, vinegar is completely natural, safe for your family, and effective at removing both dust and the microorganisms that inhabit your furniture. When you use vinegar for cleaning, you're not just removing visible dust, but you're also disinfecting the surfaces and creating an environment less prone to mites. Dust mites are very sensitive to vinegar, and this liquid has the ability to repel them from surfaces where they accumulate. It's a simple, affordable, and effective solution to keep your home free of these tiny invaders. The key to using vinegar correctly lies in the proportions. Mix 1 part white vinegar with 2 parts water and pour the solution into a spray bottle. This mixture is gentle enough not to damage your furniture, but powerful enough to remove dust and disinfect at the same time. Simply spray the mixture onto your furniture, tables, shelves, and any other wooden, glass, or metal surfaces, then wipe the surface with a microfiber cloth to rub and trap the dust. Vinegar has natural cleaning power that disinfects and eliminates bacteria without leaving chemical residues in the air or on surfaces. It's an excellent option for those with small children or pets, as it poses no danger to their health. In addition, vinegar also helps eliminate bad odors, contributing to a fresher environment in your home. The best part is that, in addition to being affordable and accessible, vinegar is quite versatile. You can use it to clean not only furniture but also kitchen surfaces, bathrooms, floors, and even windows. And the most surprising part? Besides combating dust and mites, vinegar also has antimicrobial properties, meaning it can help eliminate germs and bacteria, giving you even more reasons to incorporate it into your cleaning routine. If you're concerned about the smell that vinegar leaves behind, don't worry. The smell will disappear quickly once the vinegar dries. To give it a more pleasant touch, you can add a few drops of essential oil to your vinegar and water mixture. Oils like lavender, eucalyptus, or tea tree not only give your home a fresh aroma but also have antibacterial properties, which further boost the disinfecting action. Using vinegar to clean furniture is an easy and effective way to keep your home free of dust, mites, and bacteria without resorting to expensive or harmful cleaning products. With just this tip, you'll be creating a healthier, fresher, and allergen-free environment in your home. Tip number 7. Maintain good ventilation. Ventilation is one of the most important keys to keeping a home free of dust, moisture, and of course, mites. You may not know it, but many of the problems related to dust accumulation and mite proliferation in the home are not only due to cleaning but also to a lack of airflow. If you don't let air flow freely, you're creating an ideal environment for these microorganisms that so greatly affect our health. Stagnant air in a room creates a humid atmosphere, and dust mites, like most allergens, thrive in warm and damp environments. These conditions allow them to reproduce quickly, and humidity also contributes to dust settling more on surfaces. If your home has areas with poor ventilation, you are likely creating the perfect conditions for dust accumulation and the proliferation of dust mites, which leads to heavier and more polluted air. The simplest and most accessible trick to avoid this is to open the windows every day for at least 30 minutes, especially during the cooler hours of the day. Although it may sometimes seem like the difference isn't much, the truth is that air circulation plays a crucial role in reducing humidity and preventing dust from accumulating excessively. If you have windows in several rooms, take advantage of this by opening them all at once, creating a cross-flow of air. This will not only help keep surfaces dry but will also ensure that the air inside your house is renewed. Good ventilation also helps eliminate bad odors, contributing to a fresher general atmosphere. When the air is stagnant, odors accumulate, but opening the windows allows bad odors to escape and fresh air to enter. Additionally, if you have carpets, curtains, or furniture that tend to retain stale air, ventilation will help disperse the odors, keeping your home with a cleaner, more natural scent. If you live in a humid area or in a house with little natural ventilation, you need to be even more aware of the importance of this trick. Dehumidifiers can be a good option in this case, but nothing replaces the power of fresh air. If you live in a place where the climate allows it, don't underestimate the power of opening the windows daily. Even on the coldest days, you can open the windows for a while to allow air circulation, which benefits both the health of your home and your overall well-being. Another reason why good ventilation is crucial is that many dust mites, bacteria, and fungi do not survive in well-ventilated and low-humidity environments. The more fresh air circulates through your house, the less likely it is that these tiny organisms will find a place to multiply. In fact, many health experts recommend daily ventilation as one of the best ways to combat respiratory allergies, as dust mites and allergens tend to be less persistent when air flows freely. Remember that good ventilation not only improves air quality but also helps keep your home cooler, prevents mold formation, and contributes to creating a healthier environment overall. So if you haven't been doing it yet, start today by opening the windows every day, even if it's just for 30 minutes, and you'll notice how the air quality in your home improves significantly. Constant circulation of fresh air is one of the simplest and most effective tricks for combating dust and dust mites, and the best part is that it won't cost you anything. Trick number 8. Don't accumulate unnecessary things. The last trick is perhaps the most important of all. Don't accumulate unnecessary things. And I know it may sound simple, but in reality, it is much deeper than it seems. We live in a society that constantly bombards us with the idea of consuming more, having more, and we often end up accumulating things we don't need, don't use, and that only take up space. Each of these items, no matter how small or insignificant, becomes a perfect hiding place for dust, dust mites, and worst of all, bacteria and other microorganisms. Think for a moment about all those forgotten corners in your house, behind the furniture, on shelves where piles of books accumulate, in boxes you keep with things just in case. Each of these spaces is a perfect trap for dust. Dust mites hide among those piles of things you never touch, and as dust accumulates, your home environment becomes more and more prone to these tiny invaders that affect your family's health. If you've ever noticed that, no matter how much you clean, dust keeps appearing quickly, it's probably because there are too many unnecessary items in your home contributing to the accumulation of dust. The more items you have, the more surfaces there are for dust to settle on. Shelves, tables, and other furniture filled with things, even if you don't use them daily, become accumulation points that require constant cleaning. That's why one of the most effective tricks is to keep spaces clear. By doing so, you not only improve air circulation but also make cleaning easier. Keep surfaces as free as possible of items you don't use and store only the essentials. This will allow you to clean faster and more effectively because you won't be moving piles of things. Additionally, when the space is clear, the risk of dust mites hiding in hard-to-reach places is greatly reduced. It's important that you not only focus on what's visible but also clean those corners that are often forgotten. Shelves, behind sofas, the bases of furniture. These are the areas where dust tends to accumulate quickly. If you have many stacked objects, you might not realize how much dirt has accumulated in those spots. The key here is also regularity. It's not enough to do a deep clean once a month and then forget about those corners until the dust is evident. Make cleaning shelves and forgotten corners part of your routine. Do it at least once a week to prevent dust from accumulating more than necessary. A simple trick is to start limiting the number of items you have in your home. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Do I use it often? If the answer is no, then it's time to let it go. Reducing the amount of items in your home will not only help you combat dust and dust mites, but it will also create a more organized, clean, and peaceful environment. Less is more, and keeping spaces clear is key not only for cleaning but also for reducing stress. An organized home without excess items is not only easier to clean but also provides a sense of calm and well-being. It's a simple truth: the less you accumulate, the less you'll have to clean. And the less dust and dust mites will have places to hide. This translates to a healthier and more comfortable environment for you and your family. So, start reducing unnecessary things, keep your spaces clear, and you'll see how dust and dust mites begin to disappear. Now that you know these 8 effective tricks to eliminate dust and dust mites from your home, it's your turn to take action. Remember, consistency and using the right techniques is key. If you apply these tips, you won't just notice a cleaner home, but you'll also experience fresher and healthier air in your home. Imagine how great you'll feel walking into a home that not only looks clean but also feels like you're breathing cleaner air. Now, I'd love to know, which of these tricks do you already use in your home? Maybe one of these techniques is already part of your cleaning routine, and if so, that's awesome. But if there's something new you're going to try, let me know in the comments. We all have those little secrets or tricks that help simplify our daily lives, and sharing them is always a great way to learn from each other. And if this video was helpful to you and you think these tricks could help someone else, don't forget to like it. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of the upcoming videos with more useful tips that will make your life easier, from cleaning to organization and much more. Remember, keeping a clean and healthy home doesn't have to be complicated. It just takes a little consistency and good habits. See you in the next video. Take care, and may your home always be free of dust and dust mites.